I spent the summer of 2013 riding my motorcycle coast to coast, giving talks about serious health issues that face American veterans. The ride, called Operation Red Dragonfly, was organized by a widow in Missouri named Sheree Evans, who goes by the nickname of Tiger. Covering more than 11,000 miles in roughly 2.5 months, Tiger helped me gain access to many vets who live in the dark. I spoke to veteran-oriented audiences all over the U.S. about health hazards they face from serving in uniform. These include contamination from cancer-causing military-based toxins, post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, and Agent Orange, which is a chemical defoilant sprayed over the jungles of Vietnam during the U.S. war there. When I first met Sheree Evans, I knew I was dealing with a special person who was experiencing a bittersweet victory. Sheree's husband, Tommy Evans, served in the Vietnam War as a U.S. Marine. His body was contaminated with dioxins from Agent Orange. In February 2011, I wrote an article about Sheree's tireless efforts to push Tommy's illness, a rare brain cancer called glioblastoma, onto the record, so the Veterans Administration would, in part, be forced to accept and admit that Agent Orange had a direct relationship to glio, as the disease is often referred. Dedicated and unwilling to take no for an answer, Sheree Evans made history as her husband did, and I wrote about it in an article called Wounded by the North Vietnamese, Killed by Monsanto. The legacy of the company Monsanto, which made Agent Orange, can be measured in body counts. In the 1960s and 70s, it was Agent Orange. Today, Monsanto is one of the driving forces behind genetically modified, or GMO, food. Now Sheree has written her first book, which recalls the story of her late husband Tommy and many other vets and their families, all impacted by glioblastoma and similar illnesses that the U.S. government has fought to avoid responsibility for. Today, Tiger has another special man in her life. David Bailey can not only cut a rug, he's also a steadfast supporter of Sheree in her fight to bring justice and understanding to the seemingly endless fight with the Veterans Administration over glioblastoma. I caught up with Sheree and Dave at the Veterans Cemetery in Springfield, Missouri, where her late husband Tommy was laid to rest. The true legacy and the liability of the Vietnam War is not far behind us. Veterans who are suffering deserve to know that glioblastoma is indeed an Agent Orange-related cancer. In fact, the implications from Agent Orange are far worse than any story could ever suggest.
Because they added more Evans.
What went through your mind the first time that you came and saw this with his name on it?
Somewhere where he wanted to go was, he always teased about Evans Road being his belonging to him, and how appropriate. He loves Missouri, and I wanted to bring him home, so that's where he is.
It's nice that people get to come see these names, and the memory and the name stays out there that way. Plus all the work that you're doing in his name, it's incredible.
Well, he keeps me going. He's shining from heaven, telling me that he wants me to do all this. So.
Right.
And Operation Red Dragonfly, what you're doing, it's a combination of it all.
It is. Now, one thing that would really help you right now, when people watch this, is the other widows of Agent Orange victims who died from glioblastoma need to get a hold of you. What's your email address, Sheree?
It's EVASHER6@Seabridge, CEBRIDGE.net.
And people, the best thing that widows in particular can do, and those who are surviving with this cancer, is to share their story with you. It doesn't really need to be any certain length. It's just that they get to be part of this healing process that way.
Plus, it's bringing awareness out. Let his dying not be in vain. It has to take notice of all the glioblastomas that our Vietnam veterans got with the Agent Orange, and it's got to be taken note, because I won my case. They can win their case. They have to fight, and that's what it's all about, standing together like a sisterhood for our husbands that fought so hard and brave. Their life means something.
And you really don't know how many people are out there suffering from or having even passed from glioblastoma because, right. But your work getting this in front of the VA has made it possible for people to at least get compensation.
And ladies, I only have an 11th grade education, and it's bound in determination and your strength, inner strength from God, giving you the power to go on, and your husband shining from heaven to. You've got to make a stand, and if I can do it, you can do it.
Yep. And Sheree's book is going to be very important, so those who are watching this, please write to her. You see her email address on the screen, and share your story with Sheree. Sheree, thank you for sharing this special place with me today.
Thank you for being here.
No words can properly underscore the immense value of Sheree Evans' new book, By the Grace of God, A Promise Kept. It is an extremely important addition to any veteran's library. The information is vital and potentially life-saving. And even more importantly, the book is created to give hope to others who, like Sheree, are faced with the most difficult hardships because of U.S. government policy and a company called Monsanto that prospers from the death that its products inflict on human beings. There is no excuse for what Monsanto has done. Search for By the Grace of God, A Promise Kept on Amazon. From Springfield, Missouri, I'm Tim King, reporting for Global News Center.